Majestic mountains high, in every drop of rain. All of this just shows me how much you love me. I am amazed by your beauty and your bounty. I am amazed by your constant care for me. I am amazed by your beauty and your bounty. I am amazed by your endless grace for me. In every drop of dew, the rustling of the leaves, the chirping of the birds, a perfect symphony. Smell of the flowers, the richness of the soil, the sweetness of the fruit that satisfies. I am amazed by the symphony of your creation. I am amazed by your omnipresence. I am amazed by your beauty and your bounty. I am amazed by your endless grace for me. From a firefly to a shooting star, to the song a cricket sings, from the raging seas to the placid lakes, to the bubbling of the stream, from the rays I feel, from the rising sun to the stillness of the night. I am amazed by your beauty
Good morning and happy Earth Day. Nako, ito ang pangalawang Earth Day sa gitna ng pandemya. Last year, nagsimula ang pandemic, January 2020, nag-lockdown ng March 2020, and we celebrated Earth Day in the beginning of the pandemic. And now it's been a year and we're still here. We are grateful we're alive. We're grateful we have the stories for a better normal, and we're grateful we have the experts on climate. We have the experts on environment, both in the national government representing their various districts as well as the local government. Hindi na ako magpapaligoy-ligoy pa. Hindi ko nabibigyan ng background ang ating stories for a better normal. Mamaya na yan. Gusto ko nang pakilala ang aking mga katrabaho, kaibigan, kasama sa kalikasan. Ayan. Ang chair ng Climate Change Committee ng House of Representatives ay isang batikan na kongresista at local government leader. He was governor of the beautiful historic province of Bohol, classmate Kong Edgar Chato. He's online now. I can see. Are you in your beautiful province of Bohol? Kasing ganda ng aking antike. Ayan, Kong Ed Chato. At siya, sa kanyang komite, ating kino-author yung kanyang climate emergency na sa isang forum I came from just now ay binanggit na sana mabigyan natin ng mahalagang atensyon. Say hello, Kong Ed Chato. I know that you're in Bohol and not in the House of Representatives because we're still on lockdown. Hi, Ed. Happy Earth Day to our Boholanos.
Happy Earth Day, Deputy Speaker, classmate Loren Ligarda, and our colleagues also in this program. Thank you for inviting us here.
Yes, mamaya papag-usapan natin yung iyong in-author, yung ating in-author na climate emergency at ano pa mga batas na kaya natin isulong, lalo na yung pinapag-abalahan ni Committee on Ecology Chair Technical Working Group na ating kasamahan din na si Kong Kiko Benitez. Thank you, Kong Ed Chato. I would like to also give a chance to Congressman Kiko Benitez, dating galing sa akademya, ngayon ay nasa Kongreso at siya ang namamahala ng isa sa ating mahalagang panukalang batas. Pagko-author kami niyan ni Kong Chato, yung ating ban on single-use plastics. Dahil ang Pilipinas ang third na pinakamalaking polluter sa plastic sa mundo. Kailangan meron tayong batas para ma-regulate ito. Pero actually, kasama na to, Kong Kiko, sa RA 9003, yung Ecological Solid Waste Management Law of 2001. But anyway, I will allow you to say a few words and then we will go to the question and answer and tell us what is going on in the technical working group. Thank you. Hi. Maayong aga, mayad nga aga, Kong Kiko Benitez.
Maayong aga, DS Loren.
Nako, a man of few words, pero napakatalino niyan. Yes. Alam nyo, lahat ng nasa grupo natin ngayon, parang pinili ng Climate Change Commission. Mga mahal na mahal ko sila, mga kaibigan kong matatalik, at ang tagal na ng aming mga friendships. Itong susunod, matanda pa yata sa akin o kaedad ko, pero akong ninang niya eh. Ninang sa kasal, hindi ninang sa binyag ha. Isang outstanding public servant sa lokal na pamahalaan na siya'y naging eksperto sa pagbabago ng klima dahil palagi silang binabagyo. Legazpi City Mayor Noel Rosal. Hi, Mayor Noel. Ang inaanak ko, kamusta na kayo sa Bicolandia?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me here. It's an honor for me. And looking forward to sharing naman ang inaanak ko. Our experiences in Legazpi.
Okay. Marami ka ng awards, no? Sa DRR at nandiyan din yung Bicol University and of course, Kong Joey Salceda, our colleague who's an expert in climate in the Philippines and internationally, is your ally as well. And you help each other. Tell us about the best practices of local governments para ang aming mga mayor sa distrito ni Kong Chato at ni Kong Kiko ay matuto rin sa batikan na mayor. Alam mo sa Legazpi, mag-asawa lang yan, nagpapalitan eh. Forever na lang. From 1998, nung ako'y naging senator at tinulungan syempre ni Noel, inaanak ko sa kasal, basta Rosal. Baka palitan ang pangalan Legazpi sa Rosal, ha? Hindi naman. O sige. Pero maganda kasi ang ginagawa.
Thank you. Thank you,
ni Mayor.
Madam.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now, this webinar, which we started in May of 2020 is the Stories for a Better Normal. Kasama natin dito ang Climate Change Commission, ang Mother Earth Foundation, ang Institute for Climate and Sustainable Cities, ang Climate Reality Philippines sa Vice President Al Gore, ang Department of Agriculture, ang DTI, pati na rin ang DepEd. Kaya buwabati po tayo sa ating mga guro, mga principal, mga supervisors, lahat. At thank you so much, Secretary Biones and Undersecretary Sevilla, for the partnership, because this is part of our law, the Environmental Education Awareness Act, where we are able to share the laws and the work we do on environment and climate. Kong Chato, first, yung ating climate emergency na final na resolution, has this been adopted by our House as a whole to urge all agencies of government to regard the present pandemic as part of the climate emergency? Pangalawa, bilang co-author ng ating bill on banning single-use plastic, ano pang magagawa natin para mapausad natin ang panukalang batas na to? At pangatlo, sa inyong napakagaling na expertise sa lokal na pamalaan in more than 30 years, 39 years, ano ang masashare mo bilang dating gobernador ng Bohol na pwedeng matutunan ng lahat ng nanonood, maski hindi government official, sa kanilang mga tahanan? Classmate Kong Ed Chato, an outstanding government leader.
Thank you very much, classmate, Deputy Speaker Loren. Napakaganda naman ang talakayang ito because the legislators, all of us, can share information also with the local governments and the other national government agencies. I'm so happy to be here. Just to inform everyone, yung ating panukalang batas na magdeklara ng climate emergency has actually been passed in Congress, in the plenary. And just to highlight, napakaraming kadahilanan kung bakit napiling ideklara ng Kamara ang sa pamumuno ni Speaker Lord Alan J. Velasco ang climate and environmental emergency noong November 25, 2020 ito. And then natatandaan na unang quarter pa lang ng 2020, nagsimulang lumaganap ang pandemya dulot sa COVID-19. Ayon sa 5th IPCC Assessment Report, ang pagtaas ng risk of disease outbreaks ay isang indirect na epekto ng climate change. And ang pagbabago sa temperatura, pag-ulan, bumagyo, distribution ng disease vectors ay pinagmumulaan ng mga sakit. And so, noong October 2020 naman at saka November, nagkaroon ng sunod-sunod na malaking bagyo, nagdulot ng pagbaha sa ilang mga lugar ng bansa. Kaya iniisip na kung magkakaroon tayo ng batas, kailangan na yung ating pananaw tungkol sa fight against the climate change and most especially about increase in emissions or gas emissions is very, very important and necessary. Kailangan rin na medyo susunod na tayo sa ibang bansa na binago yung kanilang thrust towards not only looking at the word climate change or the advocacy in climate change, but really to shift towards climate emergency. Kasi kailangan ng climate emergency na maintindihan ng mga tao na mas grabe ang sitwasyon. Kung meron tayong problema tungkol sa COVID sa ngayon, we should even be more fearful about the future kung hindi natin ma-address yung climate change as an issue. So, pag sinabing climate emergency, dapat ang buong bansa, from the executive to the legislative to the private sector at lahat ng mga local government units all over the country should be one in looking more seriously, take a second look, a third look on climate change as a major issue. So ito yung dahilan kung bakit nagkaroon tayo ng deklarasyon of a climate emergency para magkakaroon din ng immediate and consolidated effort, including data gathering, so that we will be able to respond more and there will be more participation from all sectors across the country. So yan yung dahilan ng ating batas. Now, napaka-importante po ng ating pagtutulungan dito sa dissemination of information, advocacy, pagbibigay pansin doon sa mga iba-ibang commitments natin sa Paris Agreement na ginawa including our NDCs, because we have to make sure that we contribute nevertheless to the global campaign. Even if we are maybe one of the least in terms of contribution to emissions, but we are the most affected in terms of devastation. And so we should be more concerned about this. And it's important that the structures of government and the private sector must be one in this advocacy. And we make sure that information, communication, all forms and platforms of whether it's social media or the regular media must be able to help out, including the structures of government at the barangay, purok levels, schools, and all the communities. So that's really the main reason why the climate emergency declaration was passed in a resolution in the House. And then take note, 41 economies already, including 28 European Union member states, have signed a climate emergency policy measure. And I would like to acknowledge also that there are local governments in the country, like the city of Bacolod, the city of municipality of Tolosa and Leyte, the city of Cebu, na nagdeklara na rin ng climate emergency at the local level. Napakaganda kasi pagkasama yung lokal, kasi sa totoo lang, pag meron kang national policy, the implementation goes down to the level of the local governments. And that means a lot in terms of success. So ganun po ang tinitingnan natin. Sa Bohol naman, because you were asking about what's happening in Bohol and how we also tried to put in place our environmental programs in Bohol, napakaganda po ng experience ng Bohol. Kasi nung vice governor pa tayo, nagkaroon tayo ng pinakaunang environment code ng buong bansa. And it's very interesting because when we passed the environment code, it became also some kind of a model maybe in the other provinces of the country. That was in 1998. At the time, I was president of the Vice Governors League of the Philippines, and that opened the way to crafting the provincial 10-year integrated solid waste management plan, which is very important. And then LGUs also have their own approved year integrated solid waste management plans. In Bohol, we have 48 municipalities within the city, but most of these have already adopted their plans. And then we also established the Albor Cluster Sanitary Landfill. And this was inaugurated and started its operation when I was governor of the province of Bohol. But we started making this actually as a project when I was still congressman in my first 9 years in Congress. This is important because every LGU are required under the law to have their own disposal system. But the problem is the capability to put up a cluster, a sanitary landfill is difficult in terms of financial capacity of the LGUs, especially the 4th class, 5th class municipalities and 6th class. So we decided to come up with clustering, servicing the different clusters. So we have 17 towns that are covered under this cluster, and they are also the towns that provide support to the operation of the cluster. So we created the Provincial Ecological Solid Waste Management Technical Working Group, and then the Provincial ESWM Monitoring and Evaluation. And we also we conducted monitoring and evaluation for the search of ESWM best practices. Dito, binibigyan natin ng mga awards every 2 years. And the provision of cash incentives, we incentivize our process of advocating for compliance to the law. And I would like to highlight the municipality of Hagna, which is facing the open sea, biodiversity-rich Bohol and Mindanao Sea, and Talibon, for example, the northern part of Bohol, facing Leyte with the Danahon double barrier reef of the province. And even the city of Tagbilaran, I would like to highlight, because they adopted an ordinance also prohibiting the use of plastics as packaging for products that are sold in the markets, in the malls, in sari-sari stores. So various legislations in the province, I would like to acknowledge also. The legislations that are passed in the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. And these legislations are now being implemented under Governor Artiap. And I'm so happy that even if there is still a lot of room for improvement and a lot of areas to work on, led by the governor and the other officials of the local government, a program to enhance the province response to environmental threats, climate change, and the campaign against plastics is really a challenging one, yet also an inspiring story.
I can see your slide and the role of policymakers and local government officials on selecting to reuse and to recycle, bringing your own bags, calling on government agencies, incentivizing LGUs, conducting intensive education campaign after passing the bill na hindi pa natin na ipapasa, no? Pero nauna na ang ordinansya ng iyong capital city, ang Tagbilaran, and spreading out the accountability. Tell us, sa ilang barangay kayo, Kong Chato, in the whole Bohol, in the whole province?
We have 1,109 barangays
wow.
in the whole province of Bohol, and
yes.
that's 47 municipalities and 1 city.
Okay. So doble pala kayo kasi kami 580 barangays, kayo more than 1,000 barangays. So ano ang challenge sa inyo na i-ban ang paggamit at least sa commercial establishments ng single-use plastic sa Tagbilaran City so that the other municipalities around can actually follow suit?
Okay, ito yung mga challenges actually, no? Kasi sa tingin natin walang isang silver bullet or isang
yes.
magic pill na makakatulong sa atin upang mawakasan ng problema sa plastic or climate change. Kailangan nating gamitin ang lahat ng mga available solutions to help combat our dependency to single-use plastic. So kailangan magtutulungan talaga tayo. Sa ating pananaw, number one, ang pagpopromote ng pagsupil sa throwaway mentality, kailangan talaga yon. Piliin ang reuse and recycle. So iwasan ang mga paggamit ng plastic at secondary packaging. Bring your own bags. Napaka-importante itong mga advocacies na ito, and then paano natin mapaintindi or how do we make people understand the connection between health and climate change to the changes of behavior, because this really affects some changes in paradigm and how people will look at things. And if it's not only going to be academic on the part of thinking, but it should be in the heart and in the way of life. If we can practice this as a matter of way of life, then it becomes a system for everyone. So I call for the government agencies. It's important here, and this is a challenge, including academic institutions and private sectors, to conduct researches also on alternatives that will lessen the carbon impact and not do more harm to the environment. So kailangan din nating, yung sinasabi ko kanina, I mentioned to you about the province of Bohol trying to incentivize, best practices. We can incentivize also alternatives that actually lessen the carbon impact. And we can also incentivize the local governments and other stakeholders by, just like what we were saying, awarding in reducing the plastic waste, more focus on the plastic waste. And then,
I'm glad you mentioned about the academe. Tamang-tama, binanggit mo, kapartner natin dito sa ating webinar ang DepEd. Alam mo, kung lahat lang ng DepEd schools ang magsisimula kasama sa LGU, sigurado ko yan ang game changer. Kasi pag ang teacher na ang magsabi at principal, pag yung non-teaching personnel at staff at yung mga bata sasabihin sa magulang, nanay, lola, wag na po, ito na po, itong katsa o itong aking lumang pajama ay gawin na lang po natin na eco bag. Yung lumang kortina po na butas, ito gawin natin eco bag, hindi ba? Yan ang game changer. Kaya I'm glad kasama natin ang DepEd. Gagawin natin model ang ating distrito. Yan. Kaya kala nyo, free lunch ito. May homework tayong 4 dito. Ako sa Antique, naku, malaking hamon dahil bago lang akong congresswoman. Of course, si Gov Chato, Kong Chato, kayang-kaya niya yung 1,000 plus barangays. Si Kong Kiko, bago rin yan, pero teacher yan, academic yan. Ay si Mayor Rosal, kayang-kaya yan sa Legazpi. So ang gagawin natin ito para tayong live Facebook Zoom meeting. We will engage, ibig sabihin, ang partner natin ang DepEd. Ang mga district supervisors, principals at mga guro at non-teaching personnel, intensive na training, focus on single-use plastic para yung kanilang mga tanong na hindi pwede, mahirap ito, mawala sa isip, sila ang maging eco-warriors, champions on the ground. Sa Negros, sa Bohol, sa Legazpi, sa Antique. Tapos, pa-contest lahat ng DepEd school sa talagang striktong wala ni isang single-use plastic. At bawat eskwelahan ay merong MRF ayon sa RA 9003, Material Recovery Facility, at meron din pa-contest ng pinakamagandang gulayan dahil yung organic compost mula sa food waste. Tapos pinaka-innovative na mga eco bag galing sa anumang lumang upcycled o recycled na gawa. Ayan, pati mga old magazine. Ako pag pinuputol yung mga magazine nun sa Senado, sabi ko, wag naman yung cover ako nung bata ako, wag naman yung mukha ko ang gagawin yung eco bag, wag naman ganun. Anyway, biro lang yon. So, ang tanong ko, Kong Chato, siguro after this, maaari nyong ibigay sa amin, i-share yung best practices sa barangay level, purok level, city level, even sa Tagbilaran City, ng innovative actions nila tungkol sa pag-ban ng single-use plastic ordinance sa Tagbilaran. Maganda yon para matuto kaming lahat sa ginagawa sa Bohol. And perhaps even in Antique, even if bago akong congressman nila, I'm sure ang aming mga lokal na pamahalaan may ginagawa rin innovations about the ban of single-use plastic. So, Bohol is so beautiful with all your heritage structures, especially your churches. Your rivers are pristine and have been awarded, especially your beautiful Lobok River, which I miss so much. Tourism is your primary source of livelihood. And so, caring for the environment is already attuned to your lifestyle. And the ban of single-use plastic is part and parcel of that. So, Kong Chato, after we passed a resolution, that was 6 months ago, 5 months ago, what's the way forward? We know what to do, and we have this little plan among us in this Zoom to make our districts model districts on the ban on single-use plastic habang hindi siya batas para may proof of concept. Ano pang ating way forward sa climate emergency, Kong Ed?
Yes, with respect to the ban on plastics, we really would like to have that law passed because it becomes a framework on a national scale. Yan yung pinakaunang priority. And the other thing is we inspire, of course, the local governments to have their own initiatives at the local level. Kasi kanina sinabi ko na napakaiba yung sitwasyon pag yung lokal talaga ay committed doon sa ating ginagawang batas nationally. To me, I really believe that while the legislative branch is the people's branch of government and it sets the rules, the best policies are still those that are crafted from the experiences of our people. And yung experience ng mga local governments like Tagbilaran, yung kanina sinabi natin yung Leyte, Cebu, the other provinces that are adopting the policies and the programs can inspire also other local governments. And then strengthen the structures. Kasi sa batas naman natin, meron na tayong mga MRF sa mga barangay, but how operational are they? So the next steps really is seeing to it that the local governments exercise their overall supervision on the activities, affairs, and program projects implementation, and most especially on policy implementation at the local level. Yan, hanggang barangay level yan, even up to the purok. Kasi in Bohol, our purok network is very, very strong. Every 10, 20, 30 households belong to a community, a neighborhood community, a neighborhood association called Purok. It's not just an address. It is a living organization that meets every month. So the extent of disseminating information and influencing behavior, we use all the structures that we have in our different LGUs and the local communities. And aside from that, our private sector as well has to work hand in hand, including the major corporations that contributes, for example, to a lot of plastic production. And then when we shift the mode of, for example, not using plastic anymore, it will also create ripple effects on other industries that will try to develop ways of, creating packaging materials and whatever that are more biodegradable and environment friendly. In fact, it creates jobs at the local communities because the people working in the aspect of disposal of waste, they are employed. And also people who are used to buying plastics would now resort into using locally made products. So you will see some organizations, POs, NGOs, that are seeking financial support to be able to put up capital in making eco bags, in making baskets or whatever that can be used in the market. So there is also a shift in terms of choices the moment we are able to implement the law that we will soon be passing in Congress. While many local governments are already into it, it will really be different. Even national policy framework is set and the commitment of national government is there. And of course, oversight power of Congress to oversee every agency tasked to execute. We must make sure that the political will is there too.
That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And may I reiterate my request that we will try to make our 3 districts the model for the ban on single-use plastic while we are waiting for the law to be enacted. And perhaps you can ask the speaker to encourage all the 300 or more representatives from the various districts as well as the party list to adopt a district so that mauna na ang lokal bago pa yung national policy kung ito'y magtatagal pa. Thank you so much, Kong Chato. I hope you could stay on as we listen now to Kong Kiko Benitez, and he will tell us about the extended producer's responsibility as well as the ban on single-use plastics, because he's also chairing the technical working group of the Ecology Committee para malaman natin ano ba ang mga sticky points, ano ba ang ino-oppose ng industriya, saan ba mahirap i-implement ang batas na ito. Now, we should compromise. As we all know, legislation is born out of the art of compromise, and so that we see mahirap mapondohan, may mawawalang bang trabaho, ano ang dapat gawin. Thank you so much, Kong Chato, and we would like to hear from Kong Kiko Benitez. Where are we at in the ban on single-use plastic? Matatapos ba natin ito bago mag-SONA ng July? Ayan. Ang Senado, aalamin natin kung anong komite at saan na rin sila. Thank you so much, Classmate Ed.
Thank you very much, Diaz Lauren. And I would be listening to Congressman Kiko.
Yes. Okay. Kong Kiko, nasaan na tayo sa ating technical working group at ano ang sticky points? Yung mahirap i-implement. Yes.
Morning. Good morning, Kong Chato. Good morning, Diaz Legarda. Mayong aga. Next slide. Context lang muna siguro, Tita, if I may, DS. Ito po lumabas sa TWG namin, no, na itong sa may number na ngayon. It's I think House Bill 9147 ang ating substitute bill, no. At sa duno sa TWG lumabas po na ito po yung mga worst offenders natin sa coastal cleanups na single-use plastics na nakikita. Next slide, please. Next slide. At the damage, of course, alam naman natin lahat, no, ay magkaiba po ang plastic sa iba't ibang klaseng polymers. Meron tayong dalawang klase, no? Meron tayong organic na mas madaling ma-biodegrade at ma-compose, at meron tayong ng synthetic polymers na ginagamit na plastic. 9% lang po ang nare-recycle. Karamihan po ay nagli-leak sa environment at all sorts of, alam na natin ng mga environmental consequences dito. Pero sticky point, again, for the TWG was ang atin pong sinabing addiction ni Kong Chato to plastic. Medyo matagal-tagal na rin yan. And meron namang dahilan kung bakit tayo addicted to single-use plastics. No, it is cheap, it is efficient, And particularly for things like food items, it is still the safest that gives the longest shelf life. So to wean us out of that habit natin sa single-use plastic, ay hindi gaano kadali. At pinaghirapan pong pag-isipan ng TWG at ng committee kung ano ang pwedeng gawin para mabalanse ang pangangailangan ng industriya, ang pangangailangan ng ekonomiya, at ang pangangailangan ng kalikasan. Next slide, please. The prohibition, after all, ng non-environmentally acceptable packages, gagaya na rin ang nasabi po ni DS Lauren, ay nandun na sa RA 9003. Ang NSWMC ang mag-identify nito at sila ang magdidetermine ng phase-out period. Pero hanggang ngayon po, nahihirapan pa rin silang mag-identify talaga ng malaki-laking listahan. No? So the first bill to reduce or prohibit use and manufacture of plastic bags and polystyrene containers, for example, and disposable utensils was filed in the 13th Congress. Hindi pa ho natin ito napasa up to now as a national law. Next slide, please. So ngayon po sa ating 18th Congress, 42 bills at resolution ang na-file. Kasama na ho dyan ang mga bill na co-author ni Kong Ed at ni DS Lauren. Sa unang-unang si Lord Alan Velasco was TWG chair, no? Kasi meron din siyang bill against or for the banning of single-use plastics. At nag-meeting po sila last year, tapos natigil dahil sa pandemya, nahirapan. At tapos si Lord Velasco po ay naging Speaker of the House. Kaya ako naman po ang na-appoint ni Chairwoman Glo Labad-Labad na maging TWG Chair ng Single-Use Plastics. Nagkaroon pa kami ng karagdagang meeting. Ito po sa committee level ng to answer DS Legarda's question kung nasaan na tayo, na-approve na po ang substitute bill, House Bill 9147, sa Committee on Ecology noong March 18, at na-approve po sa Ways and Means sa ilalim ni Kong Joey Salceda sa March 22. So handa na po ang Kongreso para sa second reading na po pag bumukas tayo sa plenary ng May 17. Pwede na pong i-calendar ito at mapagdebatihan sa plenary floor para tuluyan na nating mabutohan at gawing ma-transmit po sa Senate, no, para maging batas finally, hopefully. Next slide, please. Next slide. So ano yung mga sticky points, ang mga salient provision? Alam naman ho natin, kagaya na rin ang nabanggit ni Kong Ed, no, na meron na sa solid waste management laws natin ang waste segregation and so on. Pero nahihirapan pa rin tayo hanggang ngayon, padagdag pa rin ang ating nagli-leak, no, into the environment na single-use plastics. So dalawa po ang pinakamalaking, sa aking pananaw, no, dalawa ang pinakamalaking salient provision or innovation ng panukalang batas natin. No. Ang unang-una dito ay ang pag-i-establish ng 3 tier ng klase ng single-use plastic na pwedeng i-phase out over time. Yung unang-unang tier natin ay ang drinking straws, stirrers, sticks for candy, buntings, confetti, packaging of less than 10 microns in thickness, and so on. Pag ito po ay napirmahan, pagkatapos po ng 1 taon, ito po ay mababan na. Pagkatapos po, para mabigyan ng industriya ng pagkakataon at ang ekonomiya ng pagkakataon na mag-shift tayo sa better alternatives, kasi ito po ay mas mahirap-hirap, no, may tier 2 po tayo na nilagay, no. So meron tayong plates and saucers, cups, bowls and lids, cutlery, food and beverages containers made of polystyrene, oxo-degradable plastics, film wrap, etc. sachets with pouches that are multi-layered with other materials. So 4 years po from effectivity of this act, sila din ay mababan. That's to give us the chance to explore alternative modes of packaging or alternative habits. No, kagaya na rin po ng sinabi ni Kong Chato. At the end of the day, part of the challenge is really to wean us away from our plastic addiction, and that will require behavioral change, no, from the consumers and from the market. Ang pangatlong tier po ay ang DNR, DTI, DOST at NSWMC. Based po sa tatlong prinsipyo, no, replaceability, recyclability at retrievability, to determine within 2 years and every 2 years thereafter, ano pa ang mga dapat nating i-ban or i-regulate para matutuhan ng maging katotohanan, basically, ang ating behavioral change in terms of our throwaway mentality, no? At napupunta lang po sa environment ito. So, high retrievability or high recyclability, kasi kung minsan, kung hindi natin maiwasan, meron tayong mga plastic talaga na kailangan gamitin, kailangan natin siguraduhin na hindi siya nagli-leak sa environment. So, we need to be able to recycle and retrieve them or replace them. The intention on next slide of the 3 tiers is we have to make sure that we educate and people are properly labeled so that people know what kind of plastic that they are using in order to improve waste reduction, improve reuse and recycling, no? From the behavioral modification side, kagaya na rin ng sinabi ni Kong Chato. Promotion of different types of more ecologically friendly and sustainably made or manufactured containers, for example. And then the commercial establishments are to be charged, 5 pesos per single-use product provided or used. Unless, you come up with your own bayong, halimbawa, no? Or tumutulong ka by exchanging 3 or 4 plastic bags for the 1 bag that you will otherwise be using. And as we have already been discussing, a more widespread and thorough environmental education for the behavioral modification. Kasi, DS Lauren, at the end of the day, ang dependency natin sa plastic, at lumabas din po to sa TWG, no, at napag-usapan as we tried to balance all the interests, no, is there are really times when we will need to use a plastic because it is safe, it is cheap to make, it makes products accessible to everybody. But at some point, we need to put in the thinking and the money so that it happens here locally and not just borrowing from outside. Alternative-based fibers, for example, kasi alam ko si DS Lauren is also very much into textile production, no, organic and sustainably used fabrics and so on. We must wean ourselves away from the material, the dependence on plastic as a material in as many ways as we can. So nasa batas din po yan na magkaroon ng relationship at coordination sa DOST at sila ay tutulong sa DTI para mapalago po yung mga alternative sources of material na pwedeng gamitin for packaging and so on over time. The other one is, of course, the supply side intervention. Nabanggit ko na yung development and production of reusable and compostable alternatives to plastic. Ideally, they will be more and more organic polymers in origin. So whether these are from abaca, these are from water lily, these are from sugarcane, bagas, for example, sa amin sa Negros. No, marami pong pwedeng pagpipilian. Scale ang kailangan lang kasi industrial din naman ang paggamit ng plastic, no. At yung tinatawag nating extended producer responsibility. Ang nasa batas po ngayon, as Kong Chato has also said, the responsibility is in the barangay and the LGU to collect and to segregate wastes. The extended producer's responsibility naman in the law expands so that ang kalat ng producer ay hindi lang LGU ang may responsibility. Ang producer mismo ay may responsibility to ensure na hindi po nagli-leak sa environment ang plastic na ginagawa nila at nire-release po sa merkado. So there is options for recovery and a target, no, that within the first 3 years 50% of the plastic footprint, ano po yung kanyang napoproduce at nilalabas sa merkado, ay kailangan po 50% yan nakokolekta niya within 3 years. And then after 5 years, plastic neutral na po sila dapat. So zero plastic po dapat ang lumalabas, no? Pero napag-usapan din po sa TWG that only is a moving forward target. We still need to make sure na sa ngayon na nagli-leak po sa environment ay meron ding clean up program. Ang mga producers, ang mga importers, pati na rin ang mga commercial establishments. And then, this one siguro kulang pa tayo. Alam naman natin, no, na ang ating infrastructure for taking in and recycling plastics is not up to scale nationwide. It has not made it sufficiently incentivizing people na wag na lang itapon yung single-use plastic nila o kundi isole o ipagbili, no, sa mga extended producers responsibility programs ng iba't ibang kumpanya. No, so there's a provision in the proposed bill to increase, no, the logistics and supply chain infrastructure for recycling and upcycling, right? Or transforming plastic materials into other things that might be useful but are not of single use. Lastly, there is a kind of carrot and stick for compliance for the extended producer's responsibility. The plastic recovery retrievability programs are going to be tax deductible for the first 5 years. No? Ang assumption kasi is 100% neutral na sila. And the program is already going to be paying for itself at the end of that 5-year period. Failure to accomplish the targets will require payment of penalty, no, equivalent to 5% of the market use of the single-use product. So ito po ang pinaka-structure ng panukalang batas. No? There were 42 measures and resolutions put together. And the industry really complained because the timelines were, from their point of view, masyadong maikli. Gusto nilang haba-habaan para ang kanilang exploration ng alternatives, ang kanilang investment into creating the manufacturing capacities for alternative packaging it is easier on their pockets at the end of the day, no? And less disruption because economically it is in the time of the pandemic and it's difficult to have economic disruptions of businesses at this stage. Pero pinanindigan po ng TWG ang timeline. Actually, mas maikli dati yan. Pinaghaba-haba pa ng konti lang. Pumayag po yung ibang members on the assumption na kagaya rin ng sinabi ni Kong Chato, we are in a climate emergency. No? So either we believe we are in a climate emergency and we cannot wait, or we feel that the emergency is not sufficient to increase our stepping up, no, into tightening our regulations on single-use plastics, given that we, as a nation, are culpable, no, globally as a really high leakage source of plastics into the ocean and into the environment. So yun po, DS Lauren.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Parang yung ating more than 40, I think 50 bills ay naisabat na summarize mo at sinimplify to the best of our ability. Perhaps what we could do is also translate it into Filipino, Tagalog, into Bisaya, Hiligaynon, Ilonggo, Bicolano, iba-iba, para maintindihan at himayin pa natin. And maybe we can also do animation or cartoons at magkakaroon ng vlog sa bawat provision na contentious para magkaroon ng mind. Just like when I started talking about climate change 20 years ago or more. Ganun tao, When I started talking about disaster risk reduction 20 years ago, They couldn't even understand what DRR meant when I talk about CCAMDRR. But now, yun ang bukang bibig ng lahat at ginagawa. So, I'm so grateful na inayos mo into art cards na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pero, alam nyo, talking about timeline, Kong Kiko at Kong Ed, mula pa nung 1998 na sinulat ko yung ESWM na naisabatas noong 2000 at napirmahan ni Pangulong Arroyo ng January 2001, nandyan na yung responsibilidad ng DENR na kanilang i-identify yung mga pinoprohibit o pinapagbawal na gamit o produkto. Kung ginawa ng DENR yan 20 years ago, yung komisyon, National Solid Waste Commission at yung paglista, ano ba ang mga ito? Hindi tayo mahihirapan ngayon. Ayokong mamula, ayokong magpinamblame. What I'm saying is that this ban or proposed ban on single-use plastic, itong extended producer's responsibility, in essence, nakasaad na yan sa Republic Act 9003 Ecological Solid Waste Management Law. Hindi lang ginampanan or ginawa ng DENR yung pag-identify ng pagbabawal ng bawat produkto. Kaya kailangan tayo gumawa ng batas para ipamuka sa tao ito. Pero kung ginampanan nila yan 20 years ago, hindi tayo mahihirapan ngayon. I just have to set the premise. It's not like ngayon lang natin naisip. Hindi po. Correct. Hindi po. Matagal po natin naisip. At saka yung buti binanggit mo yung mga bayong. Ito po ang aking bayong. Ayan. Itong ating bayong. At saka, alam mo, magkakaroon tayo ng kabuhayan ang ating mga kasimanwang, ating mga kababayan o gaya ng paggawi ng mga nito, ng baryo, ng pandan, lahat ay magagamit talaga. O lahat ay, naku, itong aking mga itong aking sandok, ayan, gawa yan sa coconut, tinatapon lang yan. Meron yan sa Bohol, meron yan sa Negros, meron sa Bicol, maski saan meron. Pati ang pagbalot, hindi ako gumagamit ng tali, ito ay galing sa raffia. Walang sayang, walang sayang. Siyempre, ito yung patanjong. So, anyway, I just wanted to mention that hindi po tayo, yung ating timeline, maluwag na nga eh. Kasi when you look at it,
20 years ago pa.
20 years ago pa to. Parang kinukulit lang natin. Actually, when you think about it, these bills are unnecessary because it's already contained in Republic Act 9003 Ecological Solid Waste Management Law. Pinagdebatehan na po namin yan ng 1998 hanggang 2000. Kaya lang, medyo general kasi yung provision na linigay ko na hinayaan ko ang ahensya ng gobyerno, ang DENR, na siyang maglista ng mga single-use plastic. Ito ba ay kutsara? Ito ba ay plato? Ito ba ay ganito, na hindi nila ginawa.
Nasa batas po ninyo na 1 year after dapat ginawa nila.
Exactly. Ayan,
20 years na po.
Very good. Very good. So, kaibigan ko naman lahat ng ating mga DENR secretary mula nung 20 years ago, bago pa ako'y maging senador. I know they tried. For the life of me, hindi ko lang maisip kung bakit hindi ginampanan ng DENR ang nakalagay sa batas natin, batas ko, na 1 year from the enactment of my law. Ibig sabihin, pinirmahan ni Pangulong Arroyo January 2001, dapat noong 2002, 2003 ay meron akong listahan. And hindi naman po ako nagkulang. Taon-taon, bawat hearing ng DENR, hinihingi ko po sa kanila. In fact, the National Solid Waste Commission was an unfunded commission until 2015. But never mind that. The way forward is tatapusin natin ni Chair Kiko, ni Kong Kiko ang trabaho sa TWG at yung impormasyon na diseminasyon ay napakahalaga at papakinggan natin ano ba ang hamon sa local government. Natutuwa ako na ang aking probinsya ng Antique ay nagpasa na last year ng ban on single-use plastic. GovCong Ed Chato, sumusunod din ang Antique sa Bohol. Meron din kaming ban on single-use plastic na naipasa ng aming mga sanggunian. Mga ecological warriors din ang ating mga sanggunian dyan. So I hope that Negros can also do that, or even you can choose a city where you have great influence over your local legislators.
Meron na po kami sa Victorias, DS.
Very good. Victorias, of course. Victorias, that is your hometown. It would be great if you can have the very big province of Negros can do that as well. I know it's a great challenge, but even having a city or a province or a district, or that would be the proof of concept. Now, I'm sure naman si Mayor Noel Rosal, napasa na ba nyo ang ban on single-use plastic, or baka hindi pa sa Legazpi? Napasa na yata. At ano pa ang ating mga batas sa klima, sa DRR na pwede mong ipatupad or i-share sa amin? Mayor Noel.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Senator Lauren and my fellow workers in the government. I am Mayor Noel Rosal of Legazpi City, the city of fun and adventure. It is also the administrative center of the Bicol region. And here we ensure a strong collaboration among local stakeholders and the supportive efforts of national government in enhancing policies and programs to protect our environment. Over the years, Legazpi has been proactive in ensuring that our city has taken consistent efforts to protect our environment. I would like to go now to our presentation. We started this in 2008. It was one of the best practicing and most successful collection policy in the country, according to the DNR. We have initiated the MRF and called it the Material Recovery and Drop-Off Centers. We did believe that segregation should be at source. So we made it no segregation, no collection policy, adopting the shared responsibility with the barangays and the community, empowering them. Next slide, please. Under this program, next slide. Under this program, this is the collection level that we have initiated that made it really replicable in other local governments right now. The first level, we gave livelihood to our people in the barangay. We call them the Eco-Aid. Dito po, ang collection natin sa household, hindi na yung mga trucks. Itong mga Eco-Aid. Segregation. Nabubulok, di nabubulok, at ang panapon. The second level, they put that in the MRF or the BMRO drop-off center of the barangay. Yung truck na po ang nagkukolekta. It was one of the best practicing even now in the Bicol region. Next slide. Next slide, please. Because of our initiative in Legazpi, way back in 2008, napansin kami ng Spain government through the Agencia Española Cooperación Internacional y Desarrollo, or ACID. We were given, would you believe, 2 million euro grant, or about 110 million pesos. And this was the game changer for Legazpi. We were the very first local government in the entire Bicol who was able to implement the engineered landfill truly in the sense of engineered. Even now, it is considered as the best in the country, according to the DNR. Kompleto po yan, PHA pad, may plastic po, at makita mo, you cannot see any garbage. Talaga po, it is being followed to the top, up to the bottom. Napansin din ang aming mga biodegradable products ng Okada, wherein I went to Japan, funded by JICA. It's a 20 million, total of 40 million partnership with the local government of Legazpi. Ito po yung tinatawag nating organic fertilizer na pwedeng-pwede sa lahat ng mga halaman. Ito po yung mga successful program dito sa Japan, sa mga produkto nila, why they were so successful. na mataba ang kanilang mga produkto. Nandito na po sa Legazpi. And this, we can also have our own livelihood for our people. Ibebenta din natin yan at a very low price. Next slide. Okay. So, ang Legazpi po, nag-umpisa rin sa Like Payatas, yung open dam site. But right now, I'm proud to say, again, a grant from World Bank, nakita na naman yung initiative namin. Binigyan kami ng 12 million. Wala ka na makita na open dam site sa Legazpi. And it is now being used for several purposes. Of course, we always believe that ecological waste management is a shared responsibility. Palagi po kasama ang businesses, hindi lang yung barangay. Kaya palagi pong may tinatawag kaming seminar before the issuance of the business permit. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay. So when you say ecological waste management, it's really a total approach. Pati po yung mga bata sa paaralan, through the Earth Savers Program, pinapalit namin yung mga recyclable na mga gamit sa paaralan. So we were also the very first local government in Albay. Meron na po kami, Ninang, na ordinansa, the very first city of the local governments that strictly implemented the Sangguniang Panlalawigan Ordinance number in 2011-3, which prohibits all commercial establishments across Albay from using single-use plastics. Presently, Legazpi City continues to prioritize capacity development programs, proper waste management, and ongoing advocacy campaigns to mitigate the adverse effect of single-use plastics on the environment and its overall impact for generations to come. Nagkaroon din kami ng programa with the EMB, yung Plastic for Rice Project, and implemented also this with the No Plastic Program. Next slide, please. Siyempre, naging sikat yung ating mga pera sa basura, hindi po nagpaiwan ng Legazpi. Nandito po lahat yung mga pakita lang natin, yung mga programa, initiative sa mga barangay level. So you will see the barangay-based recycling such as Tetra Pak, recycling through production of eco bags, of course, bottle crafts, PET bottles, and of course, yung eco garden making use of recovered various waste materials. Next slide, please. We were also part of the initiative of the UN Habitat and the government of Japan, the Healthy Oceans and Clean Cities Initiative, a regional project to produce marine plastic litter or MPL. HOCCI aims to enable local governments and communities by strengthening the institutional capacity support, the operationalization and localization of the Philippines' upcoming National Plan of Action for the prevention, reduction, and management of marine litter. So next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, so we were also the very first in Bicol. Alam mo naman sa mga probinsya, itong septage, kung saan-saan lang tinatapon. And I'm so proud that 2 years ago, we were able to implement this through a private-public partnership. Sa ngayon po, the almost 200,000 population, hindi na kami namumblema sa aming mga dumi sa aming mga septage sa loob ng bahay. Next slide, please. When you say...
Oh, may I interrupt there? Maganda na si Mayor Noel magsalita sa ibang mga mayors kasi nagawa mo yung partnership, hindi ka lang umaasa sa congressman mo o sa governor mo o sa national government, pero nakikipag-ugnayan ka sa World Bank at sa JICA. At maganda yung sinabi mo, yung sa septage, kasi yun din ang problema. Bagamat malinis yung aming ilog sa Pandan, pero yung septage. So, paano, can I ask you, anong ginawa nyo sa septage sa Legazpi? What did you do there?
Yeah, ang septage, nagawa po kami ng isang facility, nag-hire kami ng isang private contractor. Then sinasabay na namin sa billing ng local water district para hindi biglaan, ma'am. Ang bawa, per month, 24 pesos. So in 3 years, kasi 3 years ka lang naman magpapasiphon, libre ka na po. So another 3 years. So at least hindi ma-feel ng mga tao yung ating investment.
Okay.
So yan po ang maganda ngayon, yung tinatawag natin septage, which I think should be really dapat gawin ng ating mga LGU right now. Hindi lang dapat yung basura. Ito ang minsan nakakalimutan, ma'am, ng ating mga LGUs.
Tama. Kasi tayo, build. Maraming hinihingi ng mga kapitan, mga mayor, barangay hall, multi-purpose, DepEd classroom. Pero nakakaligtaan yung pag-manage ng storage, collection, treatment, disposal of sludge or septage. Mahilig tayo gumawa ng gusali, pero hindi na bibigyan ng pansin yung septage. Kaya natututo rin ako sa iyo, mula ngayon, aalamin ko sa aking DE. Ang mga congressman, palagi kausap yung DE. O sa infra project sa ginagawang barangay health station. O paano nga ang septage? Ayan, nakikita ko yung barangay facility mo. What is this? This is the septage, the septage treatment facility. Okay,
lahat
that's very good.
Lahat po ng mga nakuha natin, na siphon, dyan natin dinadala. And would you believe, ma'am, ang lumalabas yan malinis ng tubig.
Yung gray water.
Yan ang linalagay natin sa mga taniman.
Very good.
Marami pong farm sa katabi niyan.
Ilan ang barangay ng Legazpi, Mayor Noel?
We have 70 barangays.
Sa 70 barangays. Paano nyo minamanage ang septage sa lahat ng vertical structure, infrastructure, pati na rin sa private homes? Paano nyo i-manage yun?
Yes, dinivide namin into aming residential and commercial para madali namin ma-detect. Siyempre, yung commercial medyo mas malaki ang aming trucks doon, saka yung mga ginagamit namin doon kasi malalakihan ang nasa iPhone natin. Yung sa mga residential, simple lang, mga maliit lang na trucks. Itong trucks na ito, parang lorry, ito yung magsasipon ng ating mga dumi, then dadalhin po dito sa facility. So far, very successful naman because year in and year out ang program natin.
Itong septage management program ay isang inisyatibo mo bilang mayor or ang Enro mo or Senro DENR ang nagsimula ba nito?
Yung city mismo, sa amin yan mismo. Sa akin
nakipag-ugnayan ka ba sa DENR at sa DPWH or LGU at LGU alone? Or did it have to have the concurrence of the DENR and the DPWH Central?
Yes. Ang kailangan lang dito yung concurrence ng DENR because they are the one that really regulates this. Kung ano ba, tama ba ang ilalagay na investment? Tama ba itong facility na ito? Talaga ito is treatment facility? So yan lang, ma'am, ang kailangan ng mga LGU executive. Kailangan magpaaram ka sa DENR kasi baka mamaya ang nilalagay mo hindi naman compliant.
Okay, continue.
Yes, ma'am. So next slide, madali na lang tayo. Next slide, please. So kasama na dyan ang smoke belching. Nagbili ang city government ng mga makina para ipakita sa mga tao na ang basura, hindi lang yan dapat ang proteksyonan. Pati po yung ating mga smoke belchers. Next slide, please. Okay, so ito yung siguro paborito rin mo ito, ma'am, yung tree planting. Pero sa Legazpi, as you all know, bagyuhin, name it, all the hazards, we have it. We are visited by an average of 10 to 12 typhoons per year. We have the Mayon eruption. We have the tsunami alert. Pero po, every year, an average of 10,000 trees were being planted by the city through our Lakad Tanim Kahoy sa Puso. Sana, ma'am, next time ikaw maging guest namin dito.
Oo,
so yan po, every year po, nag-invite kami ng personalities. No? So ito po yung aming protection. Alam niyo naman yung Legazpi is one of the best in disaster risk reduction management, zero casualty since 2006. Ito yung sekreto namin. Talagang kailangan magtanim tayo ng kahoy. Next slide, please. Okay, so again, under the USAID, ito na naman yung sinasabi nating partnership. Maswerte kami. The Greenhouse Gas Inventory and Management Plan formulation. So we were a part of that program, conducted the GHG inventory and subsequent formulation of GHG management plan with the technical assistance of the USAID SURGE, strengthening the urban resiliency for growth with equity project. The Local Government for Sustainability, Southeast Asia Incorporated. It aims to quantify greenhouse gas emissions within city and make necessary emission reduction through appropriate low emission undertaking. So minomonitor po na po namin to. Alam ko marami pang LGU ang hindi nito gumagawa pero kailangan na natin because of the climate change phenomenon. Next slide please. So yan lang po.
That's very good. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, Mayor Noel. From the longest time, ang tagal ko nang hindi nakapunta sa Legazpi, but I read about you and hear much about you, and I'm glad na ngayon sa pandemya, connected tayo ng muli. Parang nag-mature ka ng husto. Ha? Noel, oo.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, but congratulations for the work you do. At ito, tinext ko lang ang Climate Change Commission. Sinabi ko, lahat ng iyong art cards, pati na rin kay Kong Kiko at saka kay Kong Chato, i-share sa mga sangguniang panlalawigan ng Antique, and we will post it on the Climate Change Commission's Facebook page and on our Facebook. And may I request all our guests to post this whole show in your Facebook pages. Ibigay nyo sa inyong mga mayor, kapitan, sabi nga ni Kong Chato, hanggang sa purok level. Itong i-viral natin, hindi ba? Huwag na yung mga chismis politika o mga intriga. Itong pagban ng single-use plastic, pagturo ni Mayor Noel sa mga septage at sludge treatment, ang tree planting, ang pag-segregate ng garbage at source at recycling, at lahat ng magagawa natin up to the, hindi na ako barangay ngayon, purok at sitio level. Sabi nga ni Kong Chato, hanggang sa 10 household. Nako, paano ba yan? Ang Antique sa 580 barangays, ikukumpul-kumpul ko to 10 to 15. Gagayahin ko si Kong Chato. Kaya pala unbeatable si Kong Chato. Kaya pala si Mayor Noel din, forever ng Rosal ang mayor. Kasi ang ganda ng ginagawa. O sige, pwede mo lang i-summarize. Alam ko may art. Una, yung septage o sludge treatment. Pangalawa, yung massive tree planting. Pangatlo, tuwan-tuwa ako, yung batas ni Ninang ay talagang stricto ka sa ecological solid waste management. Nag-text na yung si Sonia Mendoza, naka-t-shirt daw siya ng break free from plastic. Kilala mo si Sonia, makulit yan. Parang ako makulit sa pagbaban ng single-use plastic at sa pag-implement ng RA 9003. Maliban sa tatlong sinabi ko, solid waste management, tree planting, sludge treatment, and ban on single-use plastic, and measuring your greenhouse gas emissions.
At saka yung ating, ma'am, bakit dapat yung ating organic fertilizer, kailangan pakialaman talaga natin yung ating biodegradable, ma-convert natin into really an organic fertilizer na mapakinabangan ng mga farmers natin. Hindi lang po yan, basta lang papatuyuin natin. Meron yung po mga additives na tinuruan tayo ng Japan technology na pwede natin ipamahagi din. Na ngayon po, nag-i-enjoy na ang Legazpi.
Very good. What do you mean, wag basta-bastang organic fertilizer? Are there organic which may not be as good?
Yeah, not adaptable. Alam mo naman, lahat ng locality merong basura, merong biodegradable. Pero I'm sad to say na hindi yan napapakinabangan talaga sa ating mga produkto, sa ating mga farming. Meron talaga mga additive na kailangan lang diyan. Kaya yung tae ng mga manok, ginagamit yan ng mga Hapon.
Yes.
Kailangan i-mix mo yan. Kung makita mo sa presentation ko kanina, merong makina silang binigay sa amin worth 20 million pesos. Nag-counterpart din kami ng building. Then yung technology, pinapunta kami sa Japan. Yung mga strawberries natin, alam mo ma'am, yun ang ginagamit nila. Kaya nakita ko, mas effective yun sa mga farming natin like in palay, cabbage, at saka iba pang mga gulay. So ito po, i-distribute namin to entire Bicol. And hopefully, kung dumami to, ilalabas namin to. So this will be a big income generating for our city.
Yes. Mayor Noel, before I let you go, isang segundo lang, isang minuto, sa dami ng ginawa mo para sa Legazpi, ano ang Earth Day pangako, pledge mo, na masasabi mo nakikinig ang buong Pilipinas sa ating mga DepEd teachers, supervisors na maraming text ngayon at Facebook?
Yeah. Para sa akin, ma'am, as a very long time mayor, I always believe that when you do programs for environment, hindi lang dapat na launching, picture taking, then tapos na. It should be sustainable. And of course, yung sustainability at saka po yung may continuity. Yan ang pinakamalaga ngayon.
Very
and
good.
It should be passed on to generation to generation. Like ang tree planting, kailangan po balikan natin yan. Hindi lang pagtanim natin, kailangan balikan natin after few months. So didiligin, tapos bibisitahin. And of course, after a year, titingnan natin kung ano naman ang pwede nating intervention. So yan po ang may bibigay ko lang sa mga ating kababayan na pag gumawa tayo ng program, it should be sustainable and
Very
of course,
good.
continuity. Salamat po.
Ang ganda ng sinabi mo, hindi tree planting, tree growing program.
Yes.
Hindi lang picture para i-Facebook, ipagpatuloy hanggang i-monitor yung impact sa komunidad.
Correct.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you
Diyos
again.
mabalos.
Diyos mabalos. Keep
yes.
safe, ma'am.
Yes, regard sa buong pamilya, Mayor
Yes,
Noel. At
thank you.
yes, I hope to visit you soon. Kailan yung pesta ng tree planting na pinakita mo kanina?
Hindi, i-adjust ko sa'yo every Valentine's Day. Pero kung busy ka, gagawin ko February 15. Kasi Valentine's Day yan.
Hindi ako busy sa Valentine. Palagi ako hindi busy sa Valentine.
So
Pwede ako.
maganda kasi ang 14 kasi nandiyan lahat ng tao. 12,000 tayo.
O nandiyan
so,
ako.
Pwede ka lang balikan, ma'am, early morning.
Sige. Matagal na akong napunta sa Legazpi. Pero sana wala ng pandemic. Sana wala ng pandemic. Okay, 2022 na yan, ha? 2022 na yan, ha? Dapat 14. Wala ng pandemic. Okay.
Ilalagay na kita, ma'am, sa schedule, ha?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Dapat na bakuna na tayo by then, ha?
Oo, tingin ko naman.
Sige.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Hihinga natin ang message si Kong Kiko Benitez. Ano ang Earth Pledge mo ngayong araw na to? Do we have Kong Kiko Benitez? A brief Earth Pledge, understandable, actionable, and doable. All our teachers nationwide are listening. I hope your DepEd teachers in your district are with us. And all the millennials hopefully are with us in the Climate Change Commission.
Thank you, DS Lauren. For me, it really is na ang kalikasan, no, nag-aaruga sa atin, kailangan natin siyang tulungan. We must return and compensate to the environment that which we remove from it. A framework sana, ma'am, na malinaw para sa mga kabataan na ang kalikasan ay hindi para sa atin ngayon, kundi para sa kanila. No, hiniram lang namin to sa inyo. Dahil dito, kailangan tayong mag-isip ng mas malaganap, mas malalim, na ang ating mga iniisip na programa ay circular, no? Kagaya ng natural cycles. Kung hanggang saan natin pwedeng pag-isipan na ang ating industrial economic base is converted to a natural or nature-based circular economy as far as we can go, I think will lead us. No? Kagaya rin ng sinabi niyo, not plant a tree, grow a tree. You know, we take our models from nature and not from industry.
Thank you so much. And you said many things pertaining to the laws that we've authored and the bills that are pending way back in the Senate. Sana mag-co-author ka rin yung aking bill on natural resource accounting. Sana
yes, ma'am. I signed it na po. Humingi na po ng permission.
At yes, sana mag-co-author ka rin ng aking circular economy bill. Meron din ako
yes, ma'am.
Oh, very good. At sana maipasa mo na sa TWG, ma-sponsor na natin sa floor, mapasa natin bago mag-July ang ating ban on single-use plastic with full respect for industry that they will not be affected economically. We will hear now from the boss of climate change in the House of Representatives, an expert in local governance, a climate warrior, Kong Ed Chato. Thank you so much, Kong Kiko, for joining us. Yes.
Thank you very much, DS Lauren. And I have some few points also to add. Plastic pollution is a significant and growing threat sa ating environment, especially on climate, the Earth's climate. And the House of Representatives has already declared a climate and environmental emergency. So let us already pass the national bill on the plastic regulation into law and conduct an intensive information and education campaign throughout the country. Let us also spread out accountability and appoint focal persons, especially in the most basic unit of government, for faster cascading of information. Tayo ay magkaisa at magtulungan upang masiglahin natin muli ang ating mundo. The House Committee on Climate Change meeting on 4 December 2020, wherein the National Government Agency's Environmental and Climate Emergency Plan was presented by the DNR was just the initial meeting of the committee as a direct offshoot of the Declaration of Environmental and Climate Emergency. As I have mentioned during the meeting, the committee will be conducting a series of meetings in the coming days to mainstream environmental and climate emergency, from the national government agencies down to the local government units up to the barangay level. And we recognize that merely declaring an environmental and climate emergency is not enough. That is why we are embarking on this series of collaborative meetings with not only the NGAs, but also with the LGUs and the civil society organizations to come up with a clear environmental and climate emergency plan to address the climate crisis that we are all facing right now.
Ang galing, classmate. Yes. Very good. Continue. Sorry to interrupt. Natuwa lang ako sa sinabi mo. Okay. Yes, continue.
And classmate, pursuant to House Resolution 123, the House of Representatives through the Committee on Climate Change shall, in coordination, of course, with the other committees, Committee on Environment, Committee on Ecology, shall hold series of inquiries, webinars, and other activities based on the thematic priorities of the National Climate Change Action Plan. Kasama dito yung food security, water security, and others. Ecological and environmental stability, sustainable energy, human security, climate smart industries and services, and knowledge and capacity development. So ito yung mga special subjects of legislation that may also be included. Urgent legislation shall also be crafted based on the policy gaps that we will identify that will be needed in the course of the conduct of inquiries and webinars. So ito yung mga inisip natin, but because of the scale and the global nature of the challenge, I understand that a lot of things still have to be done together.
Thank you so much. Dagang salamat, Kong Ed Chato, Chairman ng Climate Change Committee sa House of Representatives. Maganda yung sinabi mo, kailangan may accountability at may sustainability. At ang ating way forward, if you will agree, and that's what you said, you will roll out the climate emergency resolution na napasa natin, hindi lamang sa NGAs, NGOs, pati na rin sa LGU. So, maari natin himayin yung mga provision, i-simplify, gawan ng model or best practices, proof of concept, ang mga provisions natin para lalong maintindihan ng lahat ng sektor. So we can do that. We can even align it with the NDC dahil kasama natin, partner natin ang Climate Change Commission at ang DOF dahil ang chair ng Climate Change Commission ay ang Pangulo at ang kanyang tinalaga na kanyang representante ay si Secretary of Finance Dominguez. So dapat siguro sa pag-roll out natin ng climate emergency provisions para maintindihan din ng tao ano ang NDC at ano ang aking partisipasyon bilang Pilipino sa nationally determined contribution. So, emergency at NDC magkasama sa simpleng paraan. We can even translate all our information in Kinaraya, in Ilonggo, in Bicolano, and in Boholano and Cebuano. And in other languages, we will have the Commission ng Wikang Filipino so that we can really roll it out and people will understand. Thank you so much, Chair Chato, for joining us and for the hard work you're doing for the climate. I am so excited to join you in your nationwide LGU, not just consultation, but engagement for the climate emergency. And we enjoin every LGU watching us to adopt the climate emergency in their localities. So wag natin intayin gumalaw ang national government, unahin natin sa lokal. Just like they say in politics, all politics is local. All climate action is local. Saving the environment is local. Up to the purok level, the smaller the unit, the better. Dagang salamat. I will now read all the Facebook, well, some Facebook messages. Thank you so much, Kong Chato. From Nanette Danyo, Happy Earth Day to all. May I suggest to tell the government to stop putting dolomite in Manila Bay. Nako, DNR. May I suggest to adopt plastic recovery. Plastic will no longer be a trash. but serve as hanap buhay. Nanette Danyo, pakisabi, wag i-renew ang license ng pagmimina, but they lifted the ban on pagmimina. Angelo Lalongisip, alam, aming minamahal na senadora, I love you. Nako, I love you. Okay. Villamor Rosemary, good morning. Roel Rin Vertudazo, watching from Anahawan, Bato East District, Leyte, Region 8. Kamusta po kayo? Olga Fontefrac, watching from Santa Cruz, Dumalag, Capiz, mayad nga aga. Anali Lusong, let's save and protect our home. Estelita Cervantes, happy Earth Day. Gareth Louis Mercines, happy Earth Day. We're part of the world. Let us help keep it clean and beautiful. Glyn Castro Tolentino, happy Earth Day. Jenny Silva, ang daming happy Earth Day. Walang plastikan. Oo po, walang plastikan. Ashton Braun, happy Earth Day. Jean Tulio from Kabugao Elementary School, Altavas, Aklan, mayad nga aga, maayong aga. Edna Amador, good morning from Kainaman Elementary School, La Carlota, aba. O Kong Benitez, nasa Negros. Maria Belen Salvador, good morning. Jarwin de la Victoria from Lapu-Lapu City in Cebu. Marina Micosa from Calamba, okay, kay Len Alonte, Region 4A, Calabarzon. Shawi Molina Balanza from Calasiao, Pangasinan. Kamusta po kayo? Sofia Lorraine Luneta Wong from Padre Imo Luna, San Jose, Batangas. Nako, masarap ang barakong kape. Mirna Purificacion from Panabo City all the way in Davao. Jamgel de Caling Pescozo from Tukib Integrated School. Saan ba ang Tukib Integrated School? I think this is in Mindanao. Santiago Bernabe Abayle from Kidapawan Division. Ang ganda, daming natuto kay Kong Chato at sa ating mga panauhin. Jacqueline Bersamin from Pudok West Integrated School, Tagudin Division of Ilocos Sur. Nako, nung isang araw naman kasama natin si Kong DSD Visavillano sa Bamboo naman. Okay. Heidi Ibanez et Chavez from Poog Elementary School, Toledo City. Very good. Dagang salamat. Connie Perez and Karina Arsiaga and Rita Macabugto at Princess Lynn Dario, Kinlis Decena, Edsel Mapili. Use alternative bags. Tama po kayo. Instead of plastics. Deo Kayas from Tanza from DepEd Cavite. Yes, kamusta ang ating mga teachers sa Cavite? Maylene Zaide, happy Earth Day. Marieta Panilawan from Big AS Silang, ang dami nanonood din. At si Rachel Torreno Cabernay and Maria Fermina Bernesto from Mambagaton ES. Good morning, watching from Fortunato Halili National Agricultural School, Division of Bulacan. Ayan, salamat po, nasa bubble tayo lahat ngayon sa NCR Plus Bubble. Marieta Panilawon, Sofia Mac Itukal, Aiza Ramos Andoy from Bansarville National High School, Lanao del Norte. Nako, mag-ingat po kayo at magandang implement natin lahat sa mga sinasabi natin dito. At si Rani Riz Sarabia Casilaw from Casilaw for Mahogany from MES, Chantal Pantalog, Lucia Elevencione, KMV Matnog at marami pa. I'm sorry I cannot read everything, but it goes to show mula sa Cavite, Bulacan, Lanao del Norte, Cebu, etc. Hanggang sa Pangasinan, tayo'y pinapanood, nakakatuwa hanggang sa Negros. So, natuto tayong lahat sa ating tatlong ekspertong panauhin, pero ang salita ay air lang. Ang batas ay tinta lang kung hindi natin gawin. Sa araw na ito, maghiwalay tayo ng basura, gumawa tayo ng eco bag imbis ng plastic, refuse, magtanim ng makakain na gulay. Gawin natin ang maliit na kaya natin hanggang kung yung 108 million Filipinos ay maliliit ang gagawin, napakamalaki ng pagbabago sa ating bansa. Maraming salamat. Gaya ng sinasabi namin sa Antique, duro, gid nga salamat, palangga ko kamo. Thank you so much Kong Ed Chato, Kong Kiko Benitez, and Mayor Noel Rosal. Thank you to our partners, especially our Department of Education. Thank you to all our teachers, principals, and supervisors and non-teaching personnel. You will help us implement all our environmental laws. Happy, bountiful, blessed Earth Day.
Ating pinapagdiwang sa araw na ito ang Earth Day sa gitna ng hamon sa kalagayan ng ating ecosystem, biodiversity at likas na yaman at sa gitna ng pandemya. Ang krisis sa klima, ang pollution sa plastik, ang malawakang pagkasira ng ating kalikasan at ang kasalukuyang pandemya, lahat ng ito ay may uugnay natin sa walang pakundangan na pang-aabuso sa ating kalikasan at kapaligiran. Patuloy nating hinuhukay ang mga fossil fuel sa ilalim ng lupa habang meron naman tayong mga pagkukunan ng renewable energy na mas makakapagpabuti ng kalagayan ng ating lipunan, ng kapaligiran. Libre ang hangin, libre ang araw, libre ang tubig. Nilalason natin ang buhay sa karagatan sa patuloy nating paggamit ng mga single-use plastics na hindi maayos ang ating pagtatapon ng mga nagamit na plastic at basura. Inaabuso din natin ang ating kagubatan. Hinuhukay ang mga bundok, patag para makapagtayo ng mga ibang gusali na hindi kailangan na galing sa protected areas para napipilitan ang mga hayop na lisanin ang kanilang likas na tirahan, ang kanilang habitat at ito'y nagdudulot ng sakit. Tayo rin ang may gawa ng unti-unting pagkasira ng ating mundo. Ngunit nasa kamay din natin ang ating muling paghilom. May panahon pa para muli nating ibalik ang sigla ng ating kalikasan at kapaligiran. Bilang isang mamabata sa loob ng mahigit na 2 dekada, nagsulong ako ng mga makabuluhang batas na naglalayon na pangalagaan ang kapaligiran, climate action, at pangangalaga ng kapakanan ng bawat Pilipino. Ngunit, sasayang lamang yung mga batas na ginawa ko kung hindi masisiguro ang implementasyon nito. Sinusulong ko din ang panukalang batas na magbabawal sa paggamit ng single-use plastic na maaring maging sagot sa ating problema ng basura na nagiging sanhi ng polusyon ng ating karagatan. Umaasa ako na ang Senado ay magbibigay din ng suporta upang mapabilis ang pag-implement nito. Tulad ng aking laging sinasabi, ang climate adaptation at ang pagpatibay ng ating kakayanan na maharap, malampasan ang ating climate change at tinatawag at ang mga mapanirang sakuna ay makakapagpaligtas sa atin at sa mga susunod pang henerasyon. Siguraduhin natin na ang ating mga hakbang para sa isang epektibong climate adaptation ay makakapagbigay ng halaga sa ating mga vulnerable communities na tinatawag, lalo na sa mga komunidad na nakatira sa mga isla, sa mga tabing karagatan. Ano ba yung mga local adaptation efforts na ito na maaari nating gawin at simulan sa ating mga tahanan, sa ating komunidad? Pag-iipon ng tubig ulan, water catchment, pagtatanim sa bakura ng mga gulay, mga bakanting espasyo sa ating komunidad, gulayan, pagpapanatili ng malinis na esteros at kanal para maayos ang daloy ng tubig at maiwasan ang pagbaha, pagtatanim ng kawayan, bamboo, para maprotektahan ang ating mga slopes, maiwasan ang landslide, pagtatanim din ng mga mangroves, bakawan at mga damong dagat, seagrass upang mapangalagaan ang ating mga ecosystem sa mga baybayin. Pagtataguyod ng paggamit ng mga renewable energy para mabigyan ng kuryente ang mga tahanan, eskwela, barangay hall, mga pampublikong lugar mula sa renewable energy. Pagtataguyod ng mga climate field schools, mga seedling bank, nurseries, pagsasaka at pagtatanim ng komunidad na magsusulong ng mga katutubong kaalaman, gamitin natin indigenous knowledge at kakayanan, at pati na rin gamitin ang kaalaman ng kababaihan. Ipagpatuloy ko ang laban na ito upang makamit natin ang climate justice sa lahat ng komprehensibong negosyasyon tungkol sa kalagayan ng ating klima at kapaligiran. Kabilang dito ang Conference of Parties ngayon darating na Nobyembre. Patuloy akong kikilos para sa kapakanan ng ating mundo at ng bawat Pilipino na umaasa sa isang masagana, maayos at malusog na pamumuhay. Isang mundo na patuloy na uusad sa pag-unlad ng hindi binabaliwala ang kalagayan ng kapaligiran. Isang mundo kung saan sinusulong ang sustainability, maingat na pagkonsumo, planetary health at sarili nating kapakanan bilang parte sa pag-unlad ng ating ekonomiya. Isang mundo na maari nating tawagin at ang mga susunod na henerasyon na totoong tahanan. Sa araw na ito at sa mga susunod pang araw, sama-sama nating pahalagahan at hilumin ang ating mundo.